Your fingers claw at the glowing screen before dawn's first light, digital sacrament for the modern soul. That first hit of caffeine burns bitter down your throat as synthetic laughter erupts from palm-sized speakers. You move through worldscapes of concrete and Wi-Fi signals, earbuds pumping dopamine straight into your synapses. But in the silent spaces between notifications, that's where it finds you. The void, the hunger, the primal scream your ancestors called existential dread, now muted under terabytes of cat videos and influencer perfection. Huxley's ghost whispers through every autoplayed video. Not the jackbooted tyranny we feared, but velvet handcuffs lined with micro-targeted endorphins. The screen before you, your soma dispenser. That tightness in your chest when notifications dwindle, not boredom. A soul's last stand against the anesthesia of convenience. They told us freedom meant choice. But when every choice leads back to the same algorithmically curated maze, when discomfort's remedy sits preloaded in your app store, when your deepest cravings were mapped by Stanford psych grads before you hit puberty, what chains need iron when pleasure forges its own prison? The tragedy isn't the surveillance, but the standing ovation we give our jailers. We line up for upgrades, swipe right for validation, binge-watch our autonomy away. The most subversive act left? To sit in the terrible quiet, to let the void speak its truth, to remember that pleasure unearned is poison wearing candy's skin. But who risks withdrawal from the world's most perfect drug? The drug that is the world itself. Tomorrow's soma comes in 4K resolution. Will you swallow it whole, or let the bitter aftertaste wake something ancient within you? The screen glows brighter. The autoplay countdown begins. Choose. The glow of your screen becomes confessional booth and executioner in one. Each ping of notification etches new neural pathways, dopamine autobahns, where critical thought goes to die. You've outsourced your epiphanies to TikTok philosophers and Reddit gurus, trading wisdom for Wikipedia summaries that fit between ad breaks. Modern soma comes branded as self-care, infinite scroll baptisms, Uber Eats salvation, dating app resurrection. We build altars to convenience gods, sacrificing resilience on the marble slabs of instant gratification. Huxley's nightmare made manifest, not through secret police, but through the slow rot of comfort. Pain's wisdom lies discarded like obsolete software. Our ancestors weathered storms to read constellations. We melt at cloud cover obscuring Wi-Fi signals. That tightness in your chest when the video buffers. Our generation's equivalent of frontier survival, and we're failing catastrophically. The algorithm's greatest trick, convincing us fragility is freedom, that avoiding life's friction makes us enlightened when it really leaves us skinless. Validation addiction replaces blood in our veins. We've become reverse Midas. Everything we touch turns to data dust. Yet in our weakness blooms dark opportunity for the architects of this paradise. A populace that can't endure a dropped call will never revolt against digital feudalism. Your outrage comes pre-packaged in tweet-sized portions, your dissent limited to choices between blue and grey checkmarks. True resistance requires tolerating the unbearable, the silence where actual thought might grow. But who dares unplug when the void whispers truths we've spent lifetimes escaping? The real pandemic spreads through app stores, a paralysis of will disguised as empowerment. We click accept all cookies on our own diminishment, trading sovereignty for the warm bath of predictive text. The path back. No influencer maps it. No viral thread contains its coordinates. It begins where all comfort ends, in the electric terror of being truly unbearably present. The choice Huxley never imagined. Swallow the next digital sacrament, or spit out the wafer and taste real air again. The screen's siren song fades to static as you confront life's unscripted moment, raw, uncurated, terrifyingly alive. Frankel's ghost lingers in the silence between heartbeats, whispering that our chains are forged not in concentration camps, but in infinite scroll. You've been groomed to mistake dopamine spikes for destiny, each notification a digital pacifier for your atrophying soul. True rebellion begins where the Wi-Fi ends, in the electric ache of unmediated existence. That first morning without algorithmic sunrise, A baptism of fire for neural pathways coated in digital plaque. Your trembling thumb, orphaned from its swipe ritual, rediscovers the sacred geometry of human touch. The void you've spent lifetimes escaping becomes the mirror showing your unlived life. They sold us comfort as salvation, but this velvet coffin suffocates more completely than any Iron Maiden. Nietzsche's storm winds howl through our climate-controlled prisons. Will you lean into the gale, or retreat to the fetal position of autoplayed oblivion? Purpose emerges not from happiness factories, but from the fertile rot of endured suffering. That job you hate, the relationship that terrifies, the dream that keeps you raw, these are your soma antidotes. Modern alchemy demands we transform distraction into devotion. Each resisted notification, a hammer strike forging willpower. Every unmediated hour, a revolution against the attention economy. The system trembles when you stare into the abyss and whisper, "Entertain me not." Your existential itch isn't a bug to be scratched. It's the birth pang of becoming. Frankel's why cuts through the howling void. Build meaning and the dopamine dealers go bankrupt. The most dangerous prayer. Waking to find your chains were self-imposed prison jewelry all along. The exit's not an app. It's the courage to let life's unfiltered light scorch your retinas until you see clearly. Tomorrow's first dawn needs no filter. Will you meet it as consumer or creator? The choice glows brighter than any screen. The screen's artificial glow fades to reveal your unvarnished reflection, not the curated avatar, but the raw entity beneath. This is the Rubicon moment. Continue swallowing society's soma, or spit out the bitter pill of awakening. The path of least resistance stretches before you, well worn by a million scrolling thumbs, each click another brick in the digital panopticon. True rebellion wears no banner. It's the quiet revolution of a mind that dares to unplug from the matrix of microdosed dopamine. They'll call you radical for wanting depth in a shallow world, heretic for preferring substance over stimulus. Your very presence becomes indictment, living proof that the emperor's new clothes are algorithmic chains. Nietzsche's abyss gazes back through every resisted notification. What emerges from that stare isn't comfort, but power. The kind that terrifies puppet masters. A human soul recalibrated to find vitality in life's friction. Your former handlers, marketers, influencers, the entire attention industrial complex, tremble as you rediscover ancient human tech. The unquantifiable joy of a thought, uninterrupted by push alerts. This is the ultimate subversion, not storming Bastilles, but sitting quietly with your own undiluted consciousness. Not hacking systems, but rewiring neural pathways atrophied by convenience. The revolution happens in the space between heartbeats where you choose meaning over numbness. They'll try to reel you back. Just one quick scroll, the siren song whispers. But you've tasted real air now, the oxygen-starved atmosphere of authentic existence. Every like feels like prison food after that banquet. The question isn't whether you'll relapse, but how many times you'll choose resurrection over anesthesia. Your battle armor, Frankel's purpose, your sword, Nietzsche's will, your shield, the terrifying knowledge that pleasure palaces make perfect cages. The screen dies. In the sudden dark, your pupils dilate to catch starlight older than dopamine receptors. Out here in the wilds of unfiltered reality, the most dangerous thought takes root. What if you were never the user, but the used? The choice glows radioactive now, brighter than any LED. Return to the hive mind's warm hum, or stand naked before life's unmediated glory. Either way, the Matrix has lost another customer. Your awakening echoes in the code.